You are welcome to today's lesson. This is social studies again. You recall that we have been dealing with foreigners from Asia. We now want to carry on and start with foreigners from Europe. Let's start. Foreigners from Europe. What do we want to understand about foreigners from Europe? We want to understand who they are. So our first question is, who were foreigners from Europe? Remember, I told you that never come up with one meaning of something. Just reason it the way it comes your mind, as long as you are meaning what you have seen. So we have come up with quite many meanings of foreigners from Europe. One, these were non-citizens of Africa who came from Europe. You can as well say European citizens who came to Africa. Another version is groups of foreigners who originated from Europe. We can as well say groups of foreigners who originated from the European continent. Let's proceed and we see, like we talked one time, we said foreigners from Europe, we have 5 major groups or 5 groups. Let's see those groups. Groups of foreigners from Europe. What do you recall about that? I hope you recall very well that these groups of foreigners who came from Europe are 5, and we want to list them here in their respective order of arriving here, their respective order of coming. One group came after the other, and first we had explorers. This was closely followed by missionaries, and next traders. You can as well call them trading companies or European traders. Then colonialists, who are also called administrators, and last settlers. You can as well call them European settlers. So since these are 5 groups, we shall deal with one at a time, and I know most of these groups are not new to you. You talked about them in P6 class and also P5 class. So let's start with the first group that we said was the first to come. That is explorers. Explorers. In these explorers, we shall need to understand 3 basic words. Word number 1, explore. That word is explore. Word number 2, exploration. The word is exploration. And word number 3, explorer. The word is explorer. So if you check up in your dictionary, what's the meaning of the word explore? To explore. To travel somewhere in search of discovery. Same as to travel somewhere in search of new knowledge. Same as to travel to another place in search of knowledge. What of exploration? The act of searching new information, same as the act of searching new knowledge. What of explorer? In this, I know you dealt with it so much in P5 and P6 class. You must have come up with quite many meanings of explorer. Here we have a person who moves from one place to another to search out new information. Also, a person who moves from one place to another to search for new knowledge or to search for geographical information. All that would have the same meaning of explorer. So let's continue. Groups of explorers. What are these groups of explorers? I know in P6 class you never dealt with it. Here I want to understand groups of explorers. Let's use that map. In this map, we shall discuss the first group that never entered in the interior of Africa, a group that came from Portugal here, and they sailed along the coast of Africa, whose intention was to get a sail to India. That's the first group. We call them Portuguese explorers or Portuguese. So that's the first group. And the second group are the explorers who entered in the interior of Africa. In today's lesson, children, we want to capitalize on explorers who sailed along the coast of Africa, or explorers who have entered the interior of Africa. And those are Portuguese explorers. So let's carry on. Let's carry on. We want to see we want to use that map there to see the groups very well. Groups of explorers very well. I've talked about that. And our next aspect there is the Portuguese explorers. These people had an intention. What was their intention? The intention of Portuguese let's first see these explorers. One, they never entered the interior of Africa, that's what we said. But we have also said they are Prince Henry the Navigator, Bartholomew Dias, and Vasco da Gama. Prince Henry the Navigator, Bartholomew Dias, and Vasco da Gama. This map is telling us that their intention was to connect India to their continent, or to get a sea route to India, like we shall see, to get a sea route to India. So they never entered the interior of Africa. Their intentions: one, to discover a sea route to India. Another intention is to promote trade between Europe and India, especially in silk and spices. They were interested in promoting trade between Portugal and India, or Europe and India. We are saying Portugal reason. Portugal is one of the countries in Europe. So those were their intentions, their interests. For instance, if you come across a question, write any two reasons for the travel of Portuguese explorers. Why did the Portuguese explorers sail around Africa? Why couldn't Portuguese explorers have intentions of entering the interior of Africa? Solution one gives us that is, their intention was to get a sail to India. Therefore, there was no need for them to enter the interior of Africa. So who were these? Let's carry on. There is one Portuguese explorer that you know very well. That person built a school of navigators. That same person funded many navigators or funded sailors. Equally, you came across this question in physics class. The question is, name the person who opened a navigation school in Portugal. The ultimate answer is Prince Henry the Navigator. So Prince Henry the Navigator is the navigator that we want to talk about here first, or that we have talked about here first. His major issues are building a navigation school and also funding navigators. We remember him so much about that. And other issues about him, I know you know them. You can reflect on the physics class. Let's get the next person. Perhaps this one is new, but also not so new. That man there also was a Portuguese or a Portuguese explorer. His name, do you want it? Can you guess? Here it comes. Bartholomew Dias. Bartholomew Dias. Who is this Bartholomew Dias? I know you have heard many things about him. One, he was a Portuguese explorer. Yes. Next, his intention, like I've said, was to get a sea route to India. It was his ultimate aim to get a sea route to India. The other one is, he sailed twice along the African coast. And the other is, he named Cape Town Cape of Storms. I hope you recall how storms battered his ship, and he named it Cape of Storms. Next, let's see his voyage. Children, a voyage means a long journey on water, or a sea route, a sea journey that takes a long time or a long distance. It's called a voyage. So what was Bartholomew Dias's voyage? We are going to have two maps to show us this. Map number one is a general one. In this map, we have this area here. This is Portugal, like we shall see in the next map. This is Portugal, and the capital is this one. So Bartholomew Dias traveled from there in 1948, traveled from there in 1487. In 1487, he traveled from this point, that's this one, and curved all around here, up this point. This is the area he named Cape of Storms. The next map is going to give us details or a detailed way of understanding this, and here it is. We can now see Lisbon. Lisbon is supposed to be around here where it is. That this person came, tried to rest there, also rested here for some time, never rested here. From here, he just rested here, continued, rested at this point, continued, rested here, and finally came here. But remember, his ship was battered. Then he went back, having failed to get asylum to India. So he never got asylum to India. However, we thank him so much because he gave other explorers meaning and reason that the journey can be discovered, the sea route can be discovered. And indeed, they traveled and got there later on. Let's get to the next explorer. Who do you think that is? That gentleman or that man? Can I give you something to guess this person? He discovered a sea route to India, or he got a sea route to India, or he found a sea route to India. Who is this person? Perhaps you know the name. Let's see the spelling properly. Vasco da Gama. What do you know about Vasco da Gama? You know quite many things. Today, we want to discuss quite a few things about him. One, he was a Portuguese explorer equally, just like Bartholomew Dias. What else? We want to understand his connection to Sultan Said Ali. How are they connected? How was Sultan Said Ali helpful to Vasco da Gama? He welcomed him to East Africa. Remember, many Arabs had deserted, had disowned, had hated Vasco da Gama. Another person, Ahmed bin Majid. How was Ahmed bin Majid helpful to Vasco da Gama's discovery? Ahmed bin Majid guided, or Ahmed bin Majid escorted or traveled with Vasco da Gama to India, or Ahmed bin Majid helped Vasco da Gama to see or to discover the sea route to India. Another thing, he found a sea route to India. Let's see Vasco da Gama's voyage or journey. Vasco da Gama's voyage. Again, from Lisbon in Portugal, Vasco da Gama sailed using this route. This route first landed here, then proceeded. Here you can see that he was making very many stopovers. Why was he making many stopovers? To get issues like food and other things. So from here in Malindi is where he got Ahmed bin Majid, who escorted him to India. Here is India. And then he made a return journey to go back to Lisbon. So we said Vasco da Gama discovered a sea route to India. Children, I think that you have seen that very well. We want to come to our end. But before we come to our end, which is here, I want to thank you for that lesson. But remember this, copy the notes like we gave you. Lesson 6 and lesson 7 are coming yet with notes and activities. I love you so much. Take care. Work hard. Bye for now.